Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Thursday on our channel, but it is also October, so we're talking about all things horror, and we're going to be talking about the newest rumors for Scream 7. So let's jump right into it. Alright, so we do have to talk about the latest Scream rumors. They are just that, they are rumors. However, sometimes when you're dealing with rumors, they do turn out to be true. And in the case of some of these, I think it's highly likely they will be true. However, there are a few that I don't think will be true. So we're going to address the likelihood of each rumor and how it could be played out. So first off, you have the news that Taylor is the name of Sydney's daughter. Now, this is something we're going to get back to in just a second, but I wanted to address Taylor being the name of Sydney's daughter because we have also heard the rumor floating about that Sydney has named her daughter Tatum after her best friend in high school, Tatum. But this could just be a stand-in name. This could be something they've put there just as a placeholder so that they have a name and they don't give away all their secrets. However, that's kind of something that is a bit odd because if that many people have already guessed it, are they really going to still go with Tatum or would they just outright switch it to Taylor anyway? That is a thought that I've had that could happen where they just say, no, too many people expect it to be Tatum, so we're just going to take it and flip the switch and we're going to turn the character into Taylor instead. Now, then we also have news that Courteney Cox is back. Now, I've been saying this for a while. I've been saying Courteney Cox is definitely back. Apparently, she signed last week. That's the rumor, and it is still a rumor that she has officially signed on. But until you actually hear this, she has not really signed on. That's kind of the thing. Until you actually hear it from her, it's not true. But in all likelihood, she has signed on for this movie. And the reason is that the description in one of the rumors states that Taylor, Sydney's daughter, gets along really good with Gale Weathers. And that's kind of the thing too. She also gets along better with her father than she does with Sydney. And she's a bit rebellious. We've heard this all, that she's going to be rebellious. She's going to rebel against the overprotection that Sydney is offering. Sydney's kind of that overprotective mother, but who could blame her? So this is going to be sort of an anniversary-esque film. So that kind of tells you what the Ghostface motive could be to come back and finish the job on the anniversary. But it would also explain why Sydney is sort of overprotective because her daughter is now the age she was when all of this happened to her. So of course she's going to be a little bit more protective. Now, some of the rumors state that we see Sydney's daughter break into her boyfriend's bedroom, very much like we saw Billy sneak into her bedroom in the original movie. But I don't think that that is going to play out exactly the same way. That would kind of put an angle on it that might paint the daughter in a bad way, and I don't think they're going to necessarily paint her in a bad way. I think what we're looking at here is rebellious without really rebelling, but that's just what I think. I think that Sydney's going to be really overprotective and is definitely going to have a few issues with her daughter having a boyfriend and her daughter sneaking out, because I have no doubts her daughter might end up sneaking out. Now, I do want to go back to this whole thing with her getting along with her father better than her mother and her getting along with Gale Weathers, because I could see Gale Weathers actually being someone she could get along with better if she's trying to rebel against her mother. Her mother and Gale have always kind of had this relationship of do they hate each other or do they really like each other? Because they are friends, but they tend to fight and be at odds about what's best in each scenario. And I could see that kind of playing out here in a way that's really cool. But then on the father's side, too, if we're getting Kincaid back, and this is something else that has kind of been confirmed, but it still is a rumor right now, they're saying that Kincaid is going to have a big part and that he is going to be the more liked parent, at least in Taylor's eyes. And that's kind of where we're at with him. I can see that happening because I can see him being the fun parent that doesn't mind, that just is kind of like, hey, this happened so long ago. And I could see him also trying to comfort Sydney and make her feel better about the situation. Maybe tell her to loosen up a little bit and not worry, because what are the chances of it happening again? And then we know it happens again. Now that brings us back to Taylor again, because Taylor is supposedly played by McKenna Grace. That's the rumor, that Taylor will be played by McKenna Grace. And I am 1,000% down for McKenna Grace to play Sidney Prescott's daughter. I think this is a wonderful idea. It's brilliant. It would be awesome. However, in all likelihood, I don't see a future in which McKenna Grace is part of the series going forward for however many years her character would be involved in the Ghostface saga. So either there has to be a very definitive end to the Sidney stuff right away. Like, there has to be an end to all of Sidney Prescott's family. Or her daughter has to die in this movie. Or the other option, and one that I think is more likely, is looking back at this being an anniversary movie and looking at the very first Scream movie. There is something that a lot of people really got wrong about that movie, and that was that a lot of people were saying that Drew Barrymore was the star. Everybody believed that they were going to see a Drew Barrymore-led movie, and then she died in the first couple of minutes. I honestly believe that if you're looking at McKenna Grace right now with her status in Hollywood, her projects that she is a part of currently, and all the things that she's done, becoming this household name, that a lot of people would go for her. The people that watched Ghostbusters would go for her. And that's kind of the thing. You go in thinking you're going to get this movie that's led by McKenna Grace, and then you are wrong, because McKenna Grace is indeed playing the character called Taylor, and that character will die. And the real daughter of Sidney Prescott is still named Tatum. That's kind of what I'm thinking, that Taylor is going to be a friend of Tatum and played by McKenna Grace. I think that McKenna Grace will be the opening kill. That is my personal guess. I've seen so many times where they give us a big name in the Scream franchise only to have that person be an opening kill, or for it to get leaked that they are the opening kill. You can even look at the Scream TV show, which kind of did the same thing. They kind of took someone that was a little bit well known and made them the first kill. And that's kind of what I expect here. They did this in almost every movie of the Scream franchise. They gave us a scenario in which we thought we were going to get one thing, and we ended up getting another. That is what the Scream franchise is famous for. And this being an anniversary type of film, I do think that we are going to get a really big opening kill. And I think that this opening kill will be McKenna Grace. I think McKenna Grace's character in the movie will be our opening kill. That's just my thought. Because if you take her out of the picture and you cast an unknown as Taylor, then I see a future where Taylor could go forward in this movie, where everything could play out like you expect it to, where Taylor gets to live, well, where Tatum gets to live, because Tatum would be the daughter, she'd get to live, And we could see that play out where she is now being chased by Ghostface in future movies because they do have to take it away from Gale Weathers and Sidney Prescott. They cannot be running this franchise forever. I've said this before. At some point, they've got to do away with Sidney Prescott. And I'm okay with it. If the actress is ready to move on, because that's what it's going to come down to. Eventually, those two actresses aren't going to be playing these roles. And as soon as this happens, people are going to be sad. And we may not ever get the Carpenter sisters back. So this new entry may be introducing us to the new people going forward. And if that's the case, then Sidney's daughter is probably one of the most likely candidates to inherit the curse, if you will, of the Ghostface stalker forever going after her. And that's kind of the thing. She inherits the curse of the Ghostface killer. And they make it an online presence, and Kirby's involved, and all this other stuff plays out. I could see it doing really well. But if you take Taylor and you make her McKenna Grace, then I don't see a way that works. So that's kind of the rumors. I think that the rumor about Gale Weathers getting along better with Sidney's daughter is definitely something that's going to play out. I think the father, Kincaid, actually getting along with Sidney's daughter better is going to really be something they play into. And I do think that the daughter is going to be a little bit rebellious. They could play around with the window scene a little bit, but I don't see it going exactly the same direction at all. And then also, you have that rumor that the character's name is actually going to be Tatum. I strongly believe it will end up being Tatum. And I think that the reason this is important is because if you are casting an unknown as this character, you can move forward with it. I honestly believe that we're being led astray, that they're kind of putting this out there and people are running rampant with the rumors and saying that McKenna Grace is going to be playing Sidney Prescott's daughter when in fact she may turn out to be the opening kill. That's my thoughts on the latest rumors. I wanted to share them with you and give my thoughts, but now I kind of leave the question off to you guys. I want to know what you guys think about this whole thing. Do you think there's anything to the fact that the rumor states Sidney's daughter will get along better with Gale Weathers and her father rather than Sidney? Do you think that the daughter is going to be really rebellious? And do you think that this daughter is going to be played by McKenna Grace? Or do you believe, like I do, that possibly we're being misled or people are reading too much into it and McKenna Grace could turn out to be the opening kill? As always, we want to hear from you guys, so make sure you are leaving us that comment, letting us know what you think. Don't forget to share this video with all of your friends. They're going to want to be a part of the conversation as well. Hit that like button. It's free. It helps the channel, and we really do appreciate it. Then Miko says we need more subscribers. And look at this face. You don't want to disappoint Miko. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell while you're down there so you don't miss a single video we do. And then friends, at the end of the day, I know it. You know it, and Miko knows it. Fandom is family.